In March of 2017, I was on patrol and I was just coming around Pentwater Lake when I observed a vehicle that was fully into my lane of travel on the roadway. I stopped my vehicle and I observed the vehicle correct and go back into its lane, and as the driver went past me, I observed that he just had a blank stare. It was at this point that I thought that I had a intoxicated driver. I turned my patrol truck around and attempted to catch up to the vehicle. The vehicle turned down a side road, and as I caught up to the vehicle, we were coming to a couple hills. Knowing the roadway and knowing that I had a clear straight area after that hill, that's where I decided to activate my emergency lights and siren and conduct a traffic stop on the vehicle. I went up and made contact with the driver who had rolled his window down, and I asked him what was going on today.
We bought a place on Pentwater Lake, a cottage. There was a couple trees on the side of the hill, pine trees. I thought, hey, I'm gonna cut these down. And then there was a little snow on the ground, so I kind of held myself with the tree. My chainsaw, I just had to cut about that much, and I hit the tree and the chainsaw came up my left arm. Started driving, and I go down Wayne Road thinking I'll go through Hart to the hospital and get stitches. And now I'm starting to get real woozy, sick.
Lightheaded.
Yeah. And now I'm like, oh man, I hope I can make it there, but like, I'm not gonna make it. And I'm thinking, what's gonna happen, Lord? Please watch over me. Well, the next thing I know, there's a siren behind me, unbelievable, and a horn beeping behind me. And I kind of wake up like, good Lord, what's going on? And this guy opens the door like, hey sir, what have you been doing? You been drinking or what's going on? I'm like, I cut my arm.
The driver stated to me that he had just cut his arm with a chainsaw and held his left arm up. So at this point, I immediately radioed Central Dispatch and told them that I needed EMS to my location. I opened up the driver's door. At this time, I took out a set of rubber gloves and put those on and took out my tourniquet and applied it to his arm above the wound and was able to get that tightened down and stop any more blood being lost due to the trauma.
I was in the road when they were putting me in the ambulance, like, dear Jesus, thank you, thank you.
Yeah.
But if Ben wasn't there, I would not be here today.
No.
With my wife or family.
He was the guardian angel.
And it was a miracle, like you said. The doctor in Grand Rapids, Dr. Nam, like, you probably had 30 seconds to a minute, and you were not. You would have bled out.
This incident has been one of the highlights of my career. It's not very often that someone gets to say that they saved somebody's life.
Without him, our dad wouldn't be here.
Yeah, thank you very much for stepping up and playing the role. Read the situation properly and made the right decisions to save a life, and that's can't be much more thankful than something like that, especially when it's your own family member.
Our life could have ended that day, and we could have, stopped our lives in the tracks and not had what we have today, and more kids, more marriages, more family, and that would have all ended that day if we didn't have Officer Shively.
I got married since that happened, and me and my dad worked together at a family business, so just being able to continue in that business and working together every day.
Officer Ben, we just want to thank you, and on this Appreciation Day for the conservation officers, we wish you the best.